TK the Science Guy.
TK the Science Guy.
TK the Science Guy.
Apes rule.
TK the Science Guy.
Wind power, I'm a big fan. TK the Science Guy.
TK the Science Guy.
Hey CW Bio, Mr. Kennedy here, and today I've got a real quick demo that I want you to help me out with. It is called the Deja Vu activity. I feel like I've done this before, like deja vu, I don't know. Anyways, so hey, you can go to Mr. Kennedy's class webpage and you can find this document, whoa, right there from Mr. Kennedy's class webpage under the section of photosynthesis and cellular respiration, or if Mr. Kennedy had time to do it, you can go to your Google Classroom and you can just click on the Google Doc. It'll come your way from there. When you're all done with the activity, want to make sure that you put this in your science notebook so that you can get credit for it. So today's activity is really just a real straightforward look at photosynthesis and cellular respiration, okay? So we're gonna do a little demonstration here, and maybe you can help me with what's going on in the beaker that I have set up in front of me here. So I've got some pretty simple equipment. I've got a beaker and I've got a straw. There's some water in the beaker. It doesn't matter how much. I mean, we're not doing a lab report, it's a demo. I got this really cool stuff called bromothiol blue, right? There you go. And I got my buddy from the pond, my favorite water plant. There you go, Eladia, AKA Anacharis, and I don't know, a little pipette so that I can transfer from A to B. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. In your Google Doc or in or on the paper that you pulled off of our class webpage, you've got 3 boxes. One that says before, one that says during, and one that says after, all right? So you're gonna need to recreate those, right? Or at least fill in some information for each of those as this activity plays out. So Mr. Kennedy's not gonna give you the answers, not gonna explain everything that's going on. That's for you to do. That's for you to think through, for you to work out, okay? So I'll do the activity and then you have to use your powers of perception, what you see, what you hear, what you witness going on to fill in those boxes. When you're all done with the before, during, and after, you can see there's a spot for a student explanation and a scientific explanation of what you just witnessed, okay? So the student explanation, that's where you're gonna explain what you saw before, during, after, going on in your own words. And then you're gonna do a little textbook research and you're gonna give us the truth, the facts, the figures of what actually happened scientifically before, during, and after. All right, so as we get ready to rock and roll, I've got a beaker with some water and I got a straw. I haven't done anything yet, so I'm betting this is probably gonna be your before. All right, so let me put in a little bromothiol blue and you can draw this, all right? So there we go, some bromothiol blue. We're gonna make this a pretty blue color. Ooh, neat, okay? It doesn't matter how much we put in there because I just want it to turn blue. All right, now, we get to do the during. The during, I'm gonna blow some bubbles in this thing and we're gonna see what happens. I will blow out but not suck the stuff in because bromothiol blue is gross and you don't want to drink that. So I'm just gonna blow air into the beaker, all right? And we'll see what happens. Whoa, check it out. It turned yellow. That's pretty cool. All right, so you're gonna draw the before, you're gonna do the during, you're gonna do the after. You draw that picture, you gotta explain what's going on, okay? We're gonna move on to part 2. See you in a minute. All right, gang, so we did part 1. You got a before, you got a during, you got a after. It's time for part 2. Now, we're gonna start part 2 like this. Looks a little bit different than how we started part 1. Our water is yellow. Remember, the water had bromothiol blue in it, which is an indicator. It's a pH indicator, and it changes color with a change in pH. So in this part of the experiment, this becomes our before, because we're starting a second experiment, right? Part 2. So now this is our before, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here and get my little buddy, all right? Anacharis, AKA Alodia, and I'm gonna put him down here in this beaker, all right? We're just gonna throw some of that stuff in there. There we go. We're gonna mix that around a little bit. Oh yeah, yummy. Okay, now we've mixed that around. Now, the yellow with the straw, that's your before, so I guess that means this is during, okay? I'll see you after a while and we'll see what happens after. Well, here we are, guys. It's been about 24 hours and look what my Alodia Anacharis did to that yellow water. I wonder what happened. Well, that's up to you to sort out. So you need to, again, have pictures of before, during, after. You need to describe what you think occurred in this beaker over the course of the 24-hour time period to get the liquid to turn from yellow back to blue, okay? Then do a little bit of scientific research, put that in your Deja Vu activity worksheet that you got either off Mr. Kennedy's webpage or from Google Classroom, and make sure that finds its way to your notebook. All right, I hope you enjoyed this little demo. I hope you learned at least a little bit about photosynthesis and cell respiration. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod. I'm Mr. Kennedy, and I will see you next time.
TK the Science Guy.
TK the Science Guy.
TK the Science Guy.
Apes rule.
TK the Science Guy.
Wind power.
I'm a big fan.
TK the Science Guy.
TK the Science Guy.